there's just no evidence for these claims about a rise of anti-Semitism in Europe. And we have to all renew our battle against anti-Semitism. It's just not true. The opinion polls are pretty clear. By far and away, the most accepted minority in all the Western countries, by far and away, are Jews in any of the, in Europe and in the United States. And you could see it, for example, in the US, where the sign of acceptance, where you know what's called assimilation has tipped, the sign is always intermarriage. Well, in the United States today, I would say there isn't a single ruling class family that hasn't intermarried with Jews. When the premier American family, as all of you know, the premier American family is Bill and Hillary Clinton, the premier political family. They had one child. The one child marries a Jew. Second major political family, the Cuomos. Mario Cuomo just passed away. Their daughter, I think, marries a Jew. When Jews are being completely accepted by ruling elites, the dominant class, it's a very hard case to claim that we're having a rise of anti-Semitism. It's quite the contrary. So what you do find is, if you look at the opinion polls, there is a spike in anti-Semitism. There's a spike in increase every time Israel launches one of its murderous invasions. So in 2002, during Operation Defensive Shield, yes, you saw an increase in anti-Semitic acts in Europe, less so in the US. Then 2008-9 during Operation Cast Lead, and then this past summer. That's not anti-Semitism in any meaningful sense. That's a state that calls itself Jewish, carrying on a horrifying way. And so people react to it against Jews. If you want to prevent the anti-Semitism, there's two things you can do. Number one, you could stop committing massacres, or number two, stop calling yourself a Jewish state. Just call yourself Israel. And then I think the number of anti-Semitic acts will go back down, even with before and after the assaults. And the third thing is, you know, Martin Luther King, for those of you who know the fellow, I don't know what this new generation. All you seem to know is yada, yada, yada. No, that's not fair. Martin Luther King, somebody once said to him, Martin Luther King, if you keep these protests and you keep causing all of this tension and friction and all of this, white people aren't going to love you. King responded, first, I want them to stop lynching us. And then I'll worry about whether or not they love me. And so one has to have an order of priorities. There are, of course, prejudices against, not prejudices, there are, call them prejudices, call them stereotypes. So you look at me, most of you are thinking, oh, he must be cheap. Yeah, I'm sure. No, you do. That just is life.